because they've done that in the past, and it seems to have pretty good success.
They could grab the Enchantress, Kuro plays it, and if the mid lane matchup is something like Invoker and OD as the two contested picks, both of these teams play both of them on Weeha and Fata respectively. Alright, never mind. Then they know they'll get one of them. So this is kind of the same logic. You don't need to pick the Invoker, because you know you get Invoker or OD for the mid, so you might as well just get another hero that you like.
I think En's just too weak of an opener too, because we've seen just Ursa just straight picked in the first phase. I think you want to, like, I like what Puppy did and slipped her in later in the draft.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it right, Cinderin. Like, you want to make sure that you can exploit the lanes before you actually commit to picking the Ench, because you don't want to pick Ench right away and then the lanes are too hard for you to actually get kills, secure kills, then the hero becomes less impactful.
Just as a side note, by the way, in the first game, it was Liquid that chose first pick, and then Secret chose Dire, and in this game too, it was Secret that chose Dire and had the priority first, and then Liquid chose first pick after that.
I think Liquid also had to be wary of Drow strategies. I guess that's not really as important because they first banned the Enigma, but it's something that we saw them ban in both second phases against Evil Geniuses, and I think they've lost to it a couple of times too.
10 seconds
So,
remaining.
Ben, if you were to pick between OD and Invoker now, let's say Secret are debating, which one do you think is better?
I think Invoker.
I think Invoker too, because I also feel like Tusk is better with Invoker on his team than OD.
Yeah, because
In terms
It's
of
more
killing the
gankable
lane.
in mid though.
the lane kill.
The Invoker's a bit more
Yeah, but the
exposed.
Invoker is actually better for ganking with a Tusk than the OD is. That's what I mean. So I think like a Tusk Invoker can actually kill, whereas a Tusk OD might be able to kill, but it's not as likely.
It's still pretty strong.
No, it's good, but I think like
Shards,
Sunstrike, Cold
Walk
Snap.
Up, Arcane Orb.
It's strong when the OD has more levels. Like Invoker, maybe you have a much better probability of setting up.
Ooh.
Okay.
Secret
They do
don't
play Ursa.
Yeah, so they do play. Yeah,
I didn't think they played Ursa. I haven't personally seen
That's
it
why it
before.
felt strange, you know, the last
Yeah.
game. So this game they're gonna go for it. They're on the Dire
It's gonna
side.
be a puppy Ursa.
That's what you call it?
Sure, why not?
Nah, I'm just YOLOing. I think it's probably just envy, but there's the
Invoker for Fada still.
So now Secret have chosen Dire. They've chosen Ursa in the first phase. And what do you do now? Do you have to have strong lanes, or would you prefer strong team fight so you can contest the Roche?
strong lanes and strong team fight basically accomplish the same thing against a lineup with an Ursa. If you can dominate the lanes hard enough, you don't necessarily need great 5v5. You can just take tier 1s and pressure the enemy team. You don't have to.
Well,
have,
which one do you think Liquid's better at?
I think they're better at controlling lanes actually. I just don't think they had the proper heroes for it in the first game. I think Jerax is probably one of the best roamers, and if you give him a hero that he knows in and out, even though the win rate's not spectacular, it's still a comfort zone pick for them. And with having the Invoker already picked with it, I really like that combination, so I think they could look to win lanes pretty hard here.
How about Vision, like Beastmaster against Ursa?
Beastmaster with Ursa.
Against Ursa. Oh, with Ursa.
They have the first pick.
They have, yeah, they pick out of this phase.
Where's the entry pen? Come like quick.
So basically all the junglers have been removed. No jungling
He's
heroes.
gonna bring
I
out
think
X.
they would actually be... I think they would actually be more likely to go Tide in this situation than Beastmaster, even
If
though
you
I
are
do
going
like
Tide, would you
Beastmaster.
then not ban out Beastmaster if you are Team Secret right now?
Mind Control does play it.
Yeah, because Ursa is like kind of weaker against Beastmaster.
Yeah, you're gonna get kited a lot.
Boar's OP. Okay, so
Oh, they
I was
removed
thinking
Jerax
Void or
Phoenix.
Phoenix might be a better ban.
well, you can ban one or the other. They both kind of... It makes it less likely that they would pick Void, right? If you ban the Phoenix.
I think Liquid really like playing Phoenix when they have the Tusk, though. They've run this duo. I think most of the games they've had Tusk in, it's been accompanied by a Phoenix for Kuro. So
Sigil and Egg.
yeah, it's very strong.
What about Lone Druid? Any of these
10
teams gonna go
seconds
for Lone
remaining.
Druid?
Ban, ban.
Okay, never mind. JK.
I'm wondering which role Secret will pick now, if they'll pick a secondary support off lane or mid. I personally, I've said this 100 times this tournament, I would really like Puck in this situation. They need the team fight. Catch
Puck
for Ursa. Yeah.
Plus Ursa is really, really good.
It's very difficult for Invoker Tusk to kill in mid. It has two counters basically. You can dodge the snowball with phase shift, or you can just have an orb running and just outrun him. The matchup versus Invoker is fairly even. You might lose out slightly when Invoker gets levels, but until then you're fine.
Yeah, I like Puck. I
And it's
still
very
like...
easy to gank for,
Yeah.
and it's very easy to secure Roshan with. So
Do they play Puck though?
yeah, we have played it.
I would like to see a Wind Ranger actually for
Darkseer
Secret.
first. Wind Ranger is good for the same reasons. It's less reliable team fight, but it's hard gank mid.
With DS, it makes your idea better though.
Dude,
A DS has really good synergy with Puck. Is there any Weeha hero we're missing out? We're forgetting here for mid?
I mean, Ember. He does play Ember.
Wind
and it's Darkseer.
Ranger. No.
I don't like Ember versus.
But I actually might prefer a bit more towards Wind Ranger compared to Puck, because when you have offlane Darkseer, maybe you want stronger cores, because Darkseer is not going to provide too much. And Ursa, you know, some games, if your game doesn't go so well and Ursa is your lone carry, it might get too rough for the Ursa.
That's actually a bit of a rough spot, I think, for Liquid. Because picking Gyro into Ursa doesn't really seem super strong, and plus they've already taken away the Darkseer, so you don't, like...
And the Phoenix is banned.
And the Phoenix is bad. I actually feel like Secret have a huge advantage right now in the draft.
What does Liquid need to do to stop that advantage?
They need a safe laner who can pressure DS with a support that can actually be a little bit greedier. Because you already have the Tusk to control tempo, so I think they need something that's actually going to have a better time getting farm priority
I mean,
and also
if
kill
you
DS.
talk about doing well against Darkseer, there's always AM.
Yeah, you.
There's a couple of things speaking for an Oracle pick.
They actually have really bad tower killing right now on Secret.
That's the Beastmaster.
Teams don't really like Oracle so much, and I think its win rate is pretty poor, but this is the type of game where it's really good. It counters Darkseer in lane, you have the disarm against Ursa, you have the magic immunity against Lion. It's like, I mean, I guess if you look at Oracle that way, it always is going to look good, but I think this is one of those games where it's extra strong. And the weakness we've talked about with Oracle is that it's not very good at engaging and setting up fights and being a roaming support, but it's a little bit more static. But since they already have the Tusk accomplishing that role, they might be able to fit it in for Liquid. I just don't
really like that, actually.
Have they even played it this
Yeah, this one maybe.
Yeah, Jarek's played it. Jarek's has played it.
I think
Yeah, he played it once and they lost.
Yeah. Then it's just nope. I'm gonna try it again.
0% win rate, we're done.
what about Secret?
That is not what I expected.
The old Death
Well, we
Box.
talked about this
Definitely good.
before the series started, that it would be a high priority pick.
They have to babysit that lane
Liquid
so hard
draft.
though. This is such a gankable hero against what Liquid have.
Dire team ban.
Wow, they're gonna. I mean, they're gonna have a lot of vision to scout the Roche with the Wolves and the
Hawk.
Hawk. I mean, at the same time, Secret has really good team fight to secure the Roshan. Like for the Ursa, that's what you want to have. You want to have a lot of team fight when you are
10
going to
seconds
anticipate the enemy
remaining.
contesting the Roche, which is so crucial for the Ursa, the first Roshan.
So are they gonna go like Dazzle or Venge now for Secret?
Dazzle's really good here.
Yeah,
Armor against Lycan.
both is really good. Like Grave is very good for the Death Prophet.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen with this is that Liquid will try to engage
Wait.
fights by roaring DP and just running her down.
What? Secret?
They banned that.
The Secret are gonna pick
I
Oracle.
like Shaker more.
Right? You know, because they can take Oracle away from Liquid if it's that good of a pick.
Ah.
And it still accomplishes the same thing.
Dire team
And then
true.
Liquid can't get sustained.
I don't know if Puppy plays it. But
Show me Oracle.
He
Nice.
plays everything. We saw him play Earth Spirit yesterday.
Doesn't
for the first time.
Paladai
Of course
play
he
the
plays
hero
it.
in the team? Like Oracle? I remember Paladai.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
right.
he does.
Yeah, they just put him. I'm just so locked with Pi playing Lion.
Yeah.
But
It
Puppy,
might be Venge
Puppy
too,
actually
though.
plays a really good Lion too. I think Puppy might be considering Shaker. Maybe it's a little bit too greedy, but it's just one of the picks he has gone to, and all of
really
his
good
heroes have
against
been
Tusk.
banned. It's good against Tusk.
5 seconds
It's
remaining.
How about a
pretty good
curveball?
against Lion.
Curveball of Ursa still being not an
Puppy
anti
Ursa. Dude, if I called that, I would be the panel
You'd be
god.
legend, yes. I mean, that is a pretty big curveball, to be honest, but
I think
Puppy
that,
is known for jungling everything. But
yeah.
Doom jungle, okay.
Let's go.
Doom plus Darkseer offlane.
that is not really Doom gaming.
10
Like what else? What else can jungle? Like what else does he play like jungle?
Plays SB, but
That's particularly.
He plays everything jungle. You just buy Iron Talon, dude.
Winter Wyvern.
Oh, okay, that's different. I like it though.
It's good D push.
I forgot about that hero.
You can
Actually.
defend towers against Lycan. Co-embrace versus Lycan.
good with Darkseer.
It's a really big weakness actually for Liquid that a lot of their damage is
Damn.
physical.
Yeah, when you mentioned good with Darkseer, I'm like how long that I've not seen this combination Darkseer plus Wyvern. He was so good during TI.
It's also better in the sense that it has deep push, whereas Oracle and Venge both kind of lack in that department. And they already can secure
10
Roshan with just
seconds
Ursa. They don't need another hero to help with that.
Oh.
There's the
Okay.
Okay.
Quick predictions. I want to hear just a team I named no explanation. Synerin first. Go.
No explanation.
Secret.
Liquid.
Secret.
Okay, even split. Let's hear what our commentators have to say. It is over to Capitalist and Blitz in the arena.
Team Liquid, they already had the hard task of facing up against Team Secret. Already trounced them in the upper bracket finals. Now they're one game down in the grand finals, and they're facing up against one of their signature heroes. Blitz, what do you make of the Ursa being prioritized so heavily in the draft?
I think this is just the best of 5 meta that's developing. They know that Liquid want to go to it if they can. They had the second pick. They figured it's really strong. We're on Dire side. This kind of coincides pretty well, but
so it serves as both a strong pickup for Team Secret on Dire, but it's also a way to block it away from Team Liquid.
Yes.
I like that idea. What do you think of the last picks, the supports? Supports who have not been really seen a whole lot of success rate lately. Winter Wyvern as well as Oracle.
I think Winter Wyvern is an interesting hero. It does pretty well against heroes with summons in general, and the Cold Embrace is quite good this game. Owen mentioned it quite often. The Splinter Blast is really good as a deep push spell too. The thing I'm a little bit concerned about is teams still feel a little bit uncomfortable playing around the Winter's Curse, and the fact that you can't deal damage during it. You've got to play around that spell pretty well, and the Oracle, I think Jarex is pretty comfortable with. Seen him play it in the past in other matches too, and it does work really well against the Darkseer.
Yeah, it does just dispel away that Ion Shell early on in lane, so that'll definitely help out the Lycan, but we're also talking about the Disarm against the Ursa, and they are rather single-target focused at times, so even a well-timed False Promise can turn the pace of this fight for Team Liquid. Definitely feels like the easier support to utilize, especially since the Winter Wyvern is paired up with a Death Prophet, a hero that kind of has some uncontrollable damage. You may lose some of that exorcism time with the Winter's Curse.
And at bottom, Secret are going to get control of this rune. They actually get both of them.
Oh, they can get the Ice Shards there, but there's no follow-up. So both Bounty Runes being picked up by Team Secret.
Huge advantage so far, especially since the Death Prophet already does really well against the Invoker. The Spirit Siphon makes it so that the Invoker simply can't trade. You would think that with Cold Snap plus your Force Spirits you could, but Spirit Siphon's insane. Plus, Puppy's going to be here with the Arctic Burn level 1, make life a little bit hard. We saw in the last game, Puppy primarily focused on the off lane, which I thought was a brilliant decision. This time around, he's going to make sure that we has the best possible start.
Yeah, they really know how to set these lanes out right. What do you think about Misery now that he no longer has Puppy supporting him in the bottom lane? It's actually going to be full-time jungling to start with.
You almost never want to just sack a Darkseer if you're Team Secret, and any team in general. That was the one thing that I always heard from pros, never let a Darkseer just get sacked. You have to allow this hero to get some farm to be useful in the game. He's not just Tidehunter where, you know, you blink Ravage, you get your ability off great. You need a lot of items and abilities to back yourself up, because you want to be the frontliner for your team when you walk in and vacuum wall.
Do you think that this is just directly in response to an Oracle who's able to purge away that Ion Shell, and meaning the Darkseer may not actually get any farm in lane?
Yeah, absolutely. The Misery could go down there, but for what point? You're not going to get anything out of the lane. You're simply just going to Ion Shell 2 creeps. They're both going to get purged off, and you're going to say, why didn't I just jungle in the beginning anyways? But Misery, this is going to open up some room for the 2 supports.
He ended up dying to the neutrals and didn't actually buy anything. That was not intentional. He could have bought the Sage's Mask to start completing that Soul Ring. So that was actually a bit of an error by him. So he just wanted to clear through that last hard camp creep, and then probably would have actually denied himself via the neutrals after he bought the Sage's Mask.
Yeah. And I'm waiting for Liquid to move this Tusk around the map, just because there is no Darkseer here. You want to try to apply pressure to this Death Prophet if you possibly can, especially since Puppy's mirroring movements, but he's going to pick up the Invis Rune, check top himself, see where the Beastmaster is, but Mind Control is doing the exact same thing, albeit a little bit slower.
Yeah, obviously Beastmaster is never going to be as fast as Ion Shell Darkseer, who's able to utilize stacks. Looks like Puppy wants to maybe try and catch the Courier out before that 3-minute marker. But if he doesn't see it, he'll probably rotate in the jungle, see if he can get some harassment onto Mind Control.
Yeah, he's waiting quite a long time for it, but nobody from Liquid using it just yet, and he's just going to make his way back around.
Rather unfortunate timing, because the golden OD Courier starts waddling its way to mid now.
Yeah, he's just going to Arctic Burn a few more hits on Fada from the high ground, even pulling the creep away. This is not what he wants to do.
A bit of bad timing here. Liquid once again, not really rotating one of their supports into the mid lane a whole lot. this time around, they do have a roamer. It's just Jerix isn't playing it because, as you said, Jerix feels more comfortable with the Oracle than Kuro probably does.
Yeah, we've seen Kuroki play the Tusk earlier in the tournament too, and it was fine, but they really want Jerix if possible, not on this lane support role, but something that can get a little bit more active, and looks like we is, once again in this game, gonna have a pretty decent time in the mid lane, but Fada is, despite the pressure from this Winter Wyvern, is winning in the CS.
Purging off that Ion Shell, Misery's got another one in 3 more seconds. They're gonna try and cut the creep wave, put some more pressure on that tower with the next creep wave coming in. I like this just to be able to force the Darkseer back into lane.
It's not just that, it's that Puppy's level 1. He doesn't have any levels of the Splinter Blast, and he can't really support or save with the Cold Embrace either, and so this tower should be relatively free for Liquid. Looks like Secret are posturing, but...
Yeah, they're actually going to have a TP in. They really want to get this deny in the tier 1, and they should be able to get it.
Yeah, this is the best possible result for them is Misery's going to pick up some levels, Puppy's going to get his level 2, they get the deny. Liquid really rely on the tower gold as well for both their supports.
At some point, does Matumba Man start going full-time jungle to open up some space for one of his supports? And if so, which one is it?
I'd say he probably leaves it for the Oracle to get the quick level 6. This is the hero that they want to have a little bit more utility if possible. And he's only level 4 right now, though. I think going to the jungle is a little bit premature.
Yeah. Usually not seen until you at least have the mask and maybe level 5 or 6.
Yeah, the thing that scares me right now is that because of this free lane at top, Eternal Envy's getting absolute free farm out of this top lane, and more importantly than that, because both supports are rotating around the map, he's gotten free experience. And we saw Liquid, they committed both their supports to staying at bottom, so this Lycan is actually pretty far behind in levels.
It's a bit surprising to me that Mind Control actually TPs in to continue jungling despite the top lane pushing out. Eternal Envy doesn't even have an early set of phase boots, so it's not like there's that gigantic movement speed advantage they should have over Mind Control.
Yeah, right now, the Darkseer is also going to get a lot more utility out of the jungle. He's already got the Soul Ring and his level 5. Mind Control's desperately trying to farm up, but it's hard to keep up with a DS who eventually should just go down bottom again if the Oracle decides to try to rotate around.
It seems like Misery's going to do that.
Yeah,
right now. Kuro gets some aggressive vision around the Roshan pit.
I think they spotted that though.
Yeah, they
with
did.
The Observer Ward that they still have, so that's a lot of value.
So they should be able to counter it in due time.
Yeah, they're even going to place a tower, ward right behind the tower, and Puppy's pinging out. They want to try to secure this top rune for anybody really. Mind Control's going to make his way up there, but this should be a pretty ambitious kill for them.
Puppy should be able to fly away with the Arctic Burn.
He's getting slowed down pretty badly, but just makes it over to the ridge.
So that should be pretty obvious, though, that Liquid's movements were scattered with the way that Weehaw played that super safe, put himself on the far left-hand side away from the 2 supports who are underneath that tower. And they actually will be able to get both wards here. They should know about that bottom ward, and they just caught the mid ward as well.
Yeah, as long as they don't forget about it. And the Tusk is immediately going to TP up the top. He knows that their rotation has been spotted. He realizes there's no point in trying to help out this mid gank anymore.
Secret with just some really solid defense of these tier 1 towers so far. I mean, they got the deny in the bottom one. They're making sure that the ganks on mid aren't successful while still making sure the tier 1 tower stays alive.
This passive style by them has been really successful. They're just holding the line right now. When it comes to net worth, it is in Liquid's favor, obviously, because of the tower, but XP is a little bit towards Secret. They spaced out things a little bit better.
Would you say that this is kind of the signature style of Secret? A lot more passive in that they've found a way to fit it into this kind of meta?
Yeah, I think it's more they just wait for teams to make mistakes against them. Like, Secret wants you to feel antsy. This is something I've noticed in all their games, is that even though they might not always have the cleanest early game, is they wait for you to slip up, make mistakes, because they have the superior late game, they can play behind and kind of wait. That's why you saw Liquid, like, they took bad fight after bad fight because they just had to. They were forced into it. And in this game, Secret are just saying, okay, we're getting a lot of levels on Envy. He's got absolute free farm. Nobody's been in his lane. Our Death Prophet's doing okay. Our Darkseer will farm a little bit faster than this Beastmaster. We can hold this line. On top of the fact that we're dire, we've got the Roshan advantage too. There's a lot of things that work out for them.
Yeah, it seems like they could just continue this almost indefinitely until it's time for Eternal Envy to rotate into that Roshan pit. So maybe that's where Liquid can gain some ground back, but we've already seen with that ward that was placed out earlier from Secrets, scouting some of those support rotations. They should know what a priority is.
Three-man rotation. As Eternal Envy even gets involved, they want to surge the Darkseer forward, but immediately going to get out as Puppy and Kuro have a little bit of time to themselves at the top, but Matamaman is going to see some space out of this, and Fada looks like he even wanted to send the Forge Spirit into the Roshan pit just to see if anything nefarious was about, but the Hawk is already there.
So Eternal Envy, in the meantime, is just going to farm up some Ancients until they see that opening on the mid lane.
Yeah, and that's why Fada's just playing really far back, and Drex has even gotten involved here, but they're just immediately gonna, Misery's gonna TP out bottom. This Ursa should be spotted by now, yep. The ward sees him, and they might even, oh, they don't have another smoke for this.
Once again, it's one of those kind of smoke scenarios where Liquid play really safe on their safe lane in Matamaman.
Yeah.
Just playing
They're
super
gonna go for
passive.
Puppy, 100%.
They are going to be able to dive him out here. Where's the Sunstrike? Apparently they felt that wasn't going to be enough damage, so they didn't even go for it. TPs are canceled. They still have to play careful in this mid lane without the rotations. Fada is still...
They see the Lion and the Ursa though.
They're still going to be able to run down Puppy. This time around, the Sunstrike will land. A TP comes out from the Ursa, but it's obviously too late. That'll be first blood to Liquid.
And with the Ursa TPing up there and they know the two canceled TPs, Liquid have full vision, Pylai die.
And now they can keep forward on the middle lane. Pylai die is going to come in from the side. They put some pressure on Weehaw and force Pi to show himself.
Yeah, they want to try to take down this mid tower if they can because of the forced rotations of Team Secret. Really well done by Liquid. They're not forcing aggression, and their Beastmaster almost has his Necro Book 1. He's already picked up both the components that he needs, and Matamaman has sneaked his way into the Roche Pit too. He's got the medallion. They know there's no ward vision down here. It's up to Misery to actually check this for Team Secret.
This is such a dangerous proposition, though, to actually try and go for Roshan against an Ursa team by yourself.
Yeah, everybody started rotating over from Secret.
So he'll go back to doing jungling.
They just want to get it before Eternal Envy does. It limits the Ursa's offensive potential a lot, because this hero does rely on being able to get a free Aegis.
Now, if Liquid can actually get a pick off in the mid lane, they can actually transition this into an early Roshan. They're going to try and go for this dive. The Sunstrike will be able to block Weehaw, but the TPs are coming in. The Coverman's already popped the ultimate. Looks like they're going to go for spotting here, but he managed to get stayed by the Oracle. Some of that damage is going to go down Misery. Puppy, they're going to be able to turn for him. He's already thrown out that Cold Embrace. He'll be surrounded by the Wolves. Fada is the one victim there from Liquid who will end up going down, but Misery may still lose his life here. They're holding on to the snowball from Pearl. It's going to be thrown out in a second here to stall on Misery as best as possible. They have the Ice Shards to be able to block him in, and well, the Medallion are going to be dying for this one. The Healing Salve keeps them alive, and they do manage to get Misery. That is a 1-for-4 exchange, plus they got the Tier 1 tower. A beautiful fight for Team Liquid.
That was about as good as it gets. You did lose your Invoker if you're Liquid, but you don't really care. Mind Control continues to get space. You didn't even have to do it with your main initiating hero. On top of that, Liquid got so much experience in farm on both their supports. The mid lane is now opened up, the bottom lane is now opened up. This gives them a lot of opportunities to go for the Roshan if they want to.
We have a Rod of Atos built on Fada's Invoker, but bottom lane is where Kuro's being chased by Eternal Envy. He's not going to be able to catch though. Just takes the 90 gold from the Sigil, and they're actually going to try and, okay, maybe not.
I think it's a little bit ambitious for them to immediately go for it, but they have to deal with this top tower too. Mind Control's going to just pick up all this farm by himself. They're already pinging him out, but they've got to make the decision soon. This Tier 1 tower is going to fall for absolutely nothing.
Yeah, Liquid know they are in a great position just control-wise. That Ursa's not going to be able to take Roshan without them noticing, so they're just hard pressuring top lane until Secret are forced into either going for Roshan and having some sort of crazy 5 versus 5 Roshan pit, or Liquid start gaining some ground after a little bit of a bad start in the laning phase.
You notice that Eternal Envy is hanging around almost exclusively around this Roshan pit. They know that the pace of the game really relies on them to be able to get this, and this is why they're predominantly playing here.
The snowball coming in. He's on the wrong side of the Ice Shard too. Derek's going to come in to the side. He does have his ultimate, but he chooses not to use it on Kuro, especially since it's being controlled up by the Winter Wyvern. Now they're going to be able to come in with Fada, but is the damage actually going to be enough? Eternal Envy stays up once again for the Winter Wyvern while Derek stays himself. They're going for Weehaw instead, but the damage is too much. Weehaw's going to be able to actually chase away the Lycan, and now Fada, he's in too deep against 2, and there comes a pause as Liquid crash at just the wrong moment.
And they really needed the Beastmaster there for that engagement as everybody from Secret rotated in. For Liquid though, at worst it'll be a 3-for-3 exchange, but Secret are going to be pretty happy with that, as their mid laner got a lot out of this.
And Vada should be dying now in silence. The Rod of Atos is actually keeping Weehaw from being able to chase him down, but Misery is still able to help him.
And the Wolves are on top of Wee, but immediately going to pop that wand, and he should be just fine. As the top tower is getting pushed out, and if Mind Control had that first level of Necro Book, might have been able to do even more damage to this, but although the fight recap heavily benefits from Secret,
It definitely could have been a lot worse. If that Ursa had not died, they would have been able to go Roshan. They've now got the mech, plus their level 6s on some of their supports, which was missing earlier on. Highlight Eye, as well as the Winter Wyvern. Earlier when they were trying to maybe go for the Roshan, it was the limit of those supports that kind of kept them back from being able to take it.
yeah, that was huge from Weehaw too. His game was a little bit stunted, but he's going to pick up drums now, catching up in farm. This is a hero that just relies on being ahead in net worth at all times. You can't be under farm with Death Prophet. You need some sort of tank items, and
Otherwise, you're in danger of just being focused out by Liquid, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's going to be all your damage.
you never want to be behind. Like, you want the levels, you want to be able to be the frontliner for your team. This Ursa you saw, even with the Cold Embrace, goes down pretty quickly. They can't afford for him to...
This war
Go
game
that
has
low.
been beautiful back and forth. We saw the way the Team Secret were able to take early control thanks to their bottom lane wards. Spotted out 2 different wards being placed out by Liquid, but now Liquid managed to take away.
He breaks the smoke. They're going to know now
That is
for
a
sure.
full reveal. Team Liquid will just sit on the high ground and wait for Secret to make their move.
Secret have to be so upset about that one. It's
Spotted
high.
out here, turns around, goes to the Hex, but immediately that's taken off by the Oracle. A nice 2-man silence is actually going to prevent some aggression, but Highlight Eye still going to the wall. Oh, the sun strike. Liquid take a kill against Team Secret while committing no heroes whatsoever. And now they're actually going to go the Tumbleback. Oh, what a win this goes for Puppy! Turns that one right around against Jarek, trying to blow him up. There's no one to go through, but Tumbleback's still healthy though, trying to stay ahead of Eternal Envy. They're going for some of these switcher heroes, gets a little bit too close though. Eternal Envy starts nabbing onto him. Pearl, he's not going to be escaping. Oh, what a great eye charge, but still, he's locked inside the trees, only buying himself time, not actually saving his life. But as you said, Mind Control is pushed out the top lane. Tier 2, Tier 3, he gets Puppy as well. Mind Control is going to look for the escape now against Highlight Eye, and he's going to turn and go for the Bible Wars. They're actually going to be able to sunstrike. Highlight Eye's down. Mind Control now kicking. They don't have the vacuum anymore. Oh my God! The offlaner Team Liquid shows up big at the perfect time because Secret will get Roshan #1 for themselves. They had to play like that. Had to have it.
They're both going to go down. Secret, fortunately for them, they're going to be able to pick up this Roshan that they desperately needed, but Liquid look like they want to try to make an attempt. Weehaw doesn't have the ghost.
Health, though. That is so dangerous. They do have the disarm, but the silence on to Jarek. They now have Kuro and
he's out of
going to be
mana.
able to kite around Eternal Envy. He's got nothing here. Jarek's on the bottom side has actually saved himself. They've taken away the Aegis while Weehaw looks to be able to chase down Jarek. The ultimate wears out, but he's still not dead. Back over to Eternal Envy, where he's surrounded by 3. He obviously has no hope. Team Liquid, they bait Secret in. They win the fight. They'll take now. Where are they going to go? Middle lane, tier 2 perhaps?
And this hero that's been ignored for so long, this Mind Control Beastmaster, almost already has Necro Book 3. It's going to coincide really nicely with the timing of Matumba Man's, as they're just racking up the farm right now, and it's going to be really difficult for Secret to push this out, even with the Splinter Blast against the double Forge Spirit, double Necro Book setup from Team Liquid. Is they set their sights on this bottom tier 2 tower. They know that Weehaw doesn't have his ultimate quite yet, and with Eternal Envy down without the Aegis, I doubt they want to take this fight, especially without a Blink Dagger on him.
And now this looks like the same thing that you said for Eternal Envy in game #1, where they feel like Liquid, they're in enough control of this game, they can go back for the Midas perhaps on Invoker?
Yeah, I think this is the setup that we saw out of Fada yesterday too, where he wants to make sure that he gets some control with the Rod of Atos, and we saw how effective it was in the fight when they were able to take out Highlight Eye in the beginning of this.
Right.
This Lion is really crucial to Team Secret, which is why they keep picking a top 2. They want Highlight Eye to be as effective as possible in fights, but Fada, he wants to make sure he doesn't get too far behind the other cores. And Jerax, is gonna.
He's gonna
run
be the
into
one
jungle.
taking the smoke. It looks like Eternal Envy
Oh, he's
smoke
pinging
has
out.
popped.
I think they see him.
Jerix is trying to get back to the tier 2 tower. Puppey will be able to slow him down though. Jerix should be dying here. The silence controls him long enough. Maybe he can get off False Promise, but no, it's just too fast. So Secret get that quick support kill. Will turn it into a tier 1 tower.
I don't think
but
they can.
Liquid, they're in a much better position. They've lost their support. Who cares? They're pushing out top and middle lane.
Yeah, they've got to deal with this before they do anything, and they've got to pick their poison. We either go for mid or we go for top as Team Secret. Puppey's got to tell his team, you guys have to get back here right now.
They're going to start keeping into the middle lane. They're going to pop a couple man's ultimate to be able to make sure he has a clean escape, and Kuro's already one step ahead.
And Puppey's pinging top. He's saying, guys, we've got to deal with this Beastmaster.
Yeah, Puppey's already dealing with it. He's dealing with it all right. He's actually ends up going down to sack himself to keep some of that tier 3 tower damage alive. Mind control, he's going to be chased down by Wehan, highlight eye though, so it's well worth the sacrifice of Puppey.
Yeah, Liquid managed to pick up both the tier 2.
Oh, double fire! Oh, no! That was a blink dagger! Tragedy strikes for Team Secret, as that was one of the items they really needed to keep the pace of this game.
For a full 3 minutes, they're going to have to fight without it. And Puppey, he's got to gather his troops and say, guys, we're just making too many errors around the map right now. Secret are being ragdolled.
Torn apart the map left and right. We've got Necrobook 3 on Beastmaster, Necrobook 2 now on Matumba Man's Lycan. Items flowing in for Liquid all over the place. They are even going to have a mech soon on Jerix. He's made a great recovery from that very stunted tri-lane scenario they were in.
Yeah, the top 2 networks in the game, both Liquid cores.
How do you play this now as Secret in order to get control back? Can you actually wait the full 3 minutes for that blink dagger?
I almost think you have to right now. The things that have gone so well for Secret in the past games was that Pylai Dai was able to get a lot of space because of the space that Puppey was able to create for the other lanes. Then they allow Pi to kind of just play his own game. But in this one, Liquid are kind of just putting their foot down and saying, we're going to attack you from every single angle. Go for the Roshan, then we'll push your tier 2 at top. Now they've almost got that open tower, the tier 3. And Secret, they've got to stick and move. Play as fast as they can, decide on whether or not they're going to defend top or mid, and do it a little bit quicker.
I thought for a second Liquid were going to go for a 4-man smoke, but that isn't actually the case. They're just team clearing through their jungle. Since Secret is off map, they're perhaps afraid of a 5-man smoke from the enemy.
Yeah, this Beastmaster with the Necrobook 3, he got it like 17 minutes into the game, can pretty much kill anybody by himself. Maybe Eternal Envy he'd struggle with, but with the boar he could most likely get the kite going.
I really like the solo smoke from him, where he's centering up. He knows, yeah, as you said, that he can kill anybody he comes across. So he's actually avoiding the vision right now of Team Secret. Unfortunately for him, all 5 are bottom lane. I think expecting a Liquid push, but it's just a feint. Liquid don't actually want to go for that. They're content with continuing farming efficiency.
And Team Secret are gathered completely as 5 in this bottom lane. They want to make sure that nobody gets caught off by that Beastmaster because he has that solo kill potential. And Eternal Envy, they must wait for the Blink Dagger. There's not a really good way for him to gap close against heroes like the Invoker and the Lycan otherwise.
Once again, the low net worth at 20 minutes do tell about the early lead that either team has been able to gain. Still though, Team Secret have the opportunity to, once they have that Blink Dagger, perhaps thinking about recontrolling this game with Roshan number 2.
Yeah, both Ward Vision.
They just have to dodge Liquid's traps.
Liquid have that ward in mid, but Secret, they've also got their own ward in the jungle that's been completely unspotted. That's seeing all the rotations from Team Liquid, but Secret might not really be able to do much about this as Liquid continue to split up the map. They've got the Necro 3 on both their cores, so the split push game can begin.
Oh, Jerix, he's going to be run down here. He was trying to get an aggressive ward up, but now we should know that there's a ward of Secret sitting there. He's going to be able to pop Jerix, almost silenced up a little bit longer, and he won't be able to get off that false promise. Now the Winter's Curse laid out, but oh, that was a mistake, only catching creep. It's Weha hoping to be able to fight this one now. Still, Pop goes up to just ahead of Primal Roar, but still, there's enough magic damage to be able to threaten him. Now Eternal comes in, finally picking up that Blink Dagger and blows. They need to kill Weha. They're going to be able to actually go for Weha as soon as he knows that Beastmaster is down, but it may not be enough. The Deafening Blast is Sweet Hog and Liquid. They're just being run down now. Mind Control's gonna be next one up. He's trying to go for the JBF, but damage is too much. And Turtle be able to finish him off. But Tumbaman gets the kill in the end with the Necronomicon against Weehaw, but Secret very happy with that exchange.
This Death Prophet stayed alive for so long. It allowed Ursa to be able to do whatever he wanted in this engagement. They had to pop the roar for it, but the cold embrace from Puppy proving to be too much. The Invoker just decided, oh, he's already dead after the roar. But they didn't quite have enough damage, and that was Secret wasting the Winter's Curse and the Darkseer Vacuum too. But Weehaw played that fight so well, itemizing entirely defensively.
Yeah, the Ghost Scepter choice and being able to pop it just ahead of that Primal Roar use saved him so much damage.
That's going to give Secret a lot more control in this game. XP plummeting sharply. Net worth going in a similar situation. Liquid still have a lot of map control, but they wanted to be able to parlay that fight into going for the high ground. Did not expect to lose that one that badly. As Liquid, they're going to have to reset the game.
And with that, Secret will have some fresh items coming in. They've got 3K on Eternal Envy. What's his next item?
He could decide to go for the Aghanim Scepter that we've seen so popular on CTY and RTZ.
Yeah, particularly against Beastmasters, it feels quite strong.
Yeah, I don't actually think he lacks for disable too much, but if he does, going for the Basher isn't a bad idea either. I do like the idea of the Aghanims though. I think it's kind of cool. BKB is also an option.
Wii has the point booster. Be able to go for the Octarine Core. They know that last fight was godsend for them, but they need more. Unfortunately for them, a Lycan Wolf just spotted out this smoke, and Kuro knows it's coming. He's quick on the retreat, trying to stay ahead of Weehaw, but he'll catch up eventually with the Ult Scepter. The rest of his team is sitting on the side. They've got the False Promise ready to go. Kuro is not actually, yes, he is going to be saved by the False Promise, but now the Wicked Curse comes in. They are going to be able to roll Mind Control. But the Necronomicon's playing against them now. The Ice Wall laid out his beautiful position. Pylon dies almost immediately. Another save from Poppy. He has to deal with the wolves up now as he's being chopped away slowly but surely, but the TP will complete just in time. Weehaw has Necronomicons all over him, but it doesn't matter. Too Liquid. Rada. Oh, this is dangerous. He actually wants to go for the Sunstrike. A little bit of Soul Suck, and they have the damage. The damage is in again. Eternal Envy finishes him off as Vada was playing chicken game there with Secrets. But now with both Weehaw as well as Yurza alive, they can take Roshan number 2. Everything Secret needed to happen. They're back in this game 100%.
I think they're back. I think they're trying to get ahead now. With the type of lineup that they have this week, Prophet is doing way too much for Team Secret right now. They know he's a higher damage dealer, but we can't really do anything about it. With the break to back them up, this whole damage lineup that Liquid have just isn't being very successful in Secret. This Winter Wyvern, skeptical at first, it's paid off for them so well.
Most certainly has the Buckler. Actually turning into a mech here, obviously, as Misery has a completed Guardian Grief, so it's not really needed. Do you like the idea of this Veil of Discord?
I think it's a good plan, because you already have a lot of nuke damage. But Ursa have the Aghanim Scepter. And with that Aegis too, he is so strong. All the farm that this Beastmaster once had, it's gone down the drain.
Really seeing the power of this Winter Wyvern against these Necronomicon users.
The Winter Wyvern has been so effective for them. Liquid, I think, have not hit their timing window with the double Necronomicon either.
No, certainly not. Now they're very rapidly falling behind. They do have the Aghanims on the Invokers. Still need to complete this mech that should have been picked up so much earlier for Jarex, but bad fight after bad fight has stalled him up dramatically.
Yeah, he's going to finish it though. And I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make though. As Team Secret, they are so comfortable right now. They're in their element.
Is it smoke time? They've got one on Puppy. They're letting Eternal Envy and Weehaw push out the lanes for now.
Secret, at some point you want to be able to make use of the Aegis. Start to pressure out some of these tier 1 towers that they can still go through. Which tells you how precarious the lead was for Team Liquid. Like, it's already shifted downwards and Secret can still take 2 very easy tier 1 towers.
Still Discord in. Is there anything else that Secret need to wait on before they force a fight? They still have the Aegis, so it seems like they should have the incentive to do so.
They're just making sure to push out all their lanes before they just go for it.
Right.
And Pylai Dai now has the Ghost Scepter too. We saw how effective one Ghost Scepter was. And
does this mean you need a Diffusal Blade picked up by someone?
Maybe.
I mean, they do have Fortune's End, but it's not the fastest ability in the world.
Yeah. It also means that Liquid have to get the jumps in the fights. And they might have to start focusing down this puppy Winter Wyvern. That Cold Embrace again. Helping out so much, and they're immediately going to go for the smoke, and this is the play, especially when you've got the Aegis. The first time they did it resulted in an absolute team wipe of Team Liquid, and
I like this.
They want this again.
Eternal Envy has picked up Boots of Travels. They're coming out to him now, but in the meantime, he's actually going to show himself at this bottom lane while his team goes for the fight.
Yeah.
So it may actually lure Liquid into a false sense of security.
They know that Wii is a strong enough frontliner, and the mid wave is pushing in too. So Envy believes that he can get there in time. And he's immediately going to start TPing Matama Man.
He knows
might just walk into them.
Surrounded in the middle lane. Matama Man, he needs to be able to get off this BKB. It's just in time. Oracle even popping that ultimate. They're going to turn. Who are they going for? Puppy is going to be identified as the first target. Misery's going to go down. Misery's going to be blown up on the Sunstrike. Puppy's Cold Embrace going to run out. Eventually going to get the Misery first. A beautiful one. The pulls up Kuro all by himself. And mixed up from Pylai Dai, but he gets on the finger down on Fana. They need to be able to control that, but Cold Snap is actually stalling up until the nice start. Kuro, he's making sure Eternal Envy's just going to be kited around this fight. He still managed to get on the Jarek, still popping the enrage, and he will be able to catch up until the disarm. Snowball stun. Oh my god, is Eternal Envy not going to get anything out of this first life? He isn't. Now, he's way too deep behind this tier 1 tower, underneath an ice wall immediately. He managed to get the blink forward. Mind Control will be able to give them the vision, though. Once again, a cold shot comes through. Ice Shark blocking out Eternal Envy. He knows he has to turn and fight for the Walrus Punch, making things difficult. Where's the sun? Did he not have one? It's Snowball. Oh, there's a tornado, stopping Eternal Envy from escaping, and they will finish him off. Team Secret, they thought they had the advantage in that fight, but Team Liquid responded beautifully, blowing up Misery, while at the same time, Matamba Man addressed Puppy right away. Even with the Winter's Curse still going off, he put the pressure on him to make sure that he had to Cold Embrace first, stalling out that reactive fight.
And that was the best decision by Kuro in this entire game for him to go for the buyback. Understands that his team needs the extra control factor. The scary thing for Liquid, though, is that Ursa, without the buyback from the Tusk, might have been enough to just 1v2. And he was really damn close to it, but Secret, they still get their Lycan kill. Unfortunately, they weren't able to pick up the mid tower with the Aegis. But Liquid aren't going to be able to force out any buybacks, and Secret is still kind of in an okay position. The XP lead is still in their favor, and Misery's going to actually not be able to deny that top tower. Spada gets the last hit on it. But this Roshan fight, the next one, that'll be the Aegis and Cheese. If they could get a Cheese up on Weehaw.
Yo, that would be such a huge upgrade, especially with the Octarine he already has. It would make Team Liquid popping Wii almost an impossible task.
They struggle so hard to kill him already, Cap.
Yeah. Every single time Puppy has been there with the Cold Embraces when Weehaw has been initiated on first.
Dangerous amount of team fight from Secret. As Liquid, they did have the early control. Their net worth lead looked like it was just going to skyrocket at one point, but that initial encounter where they just couldn't burst down the Death Prophet cost them so much.
So Mind Control has a Blink Dagger. Where do we go from here with 2k gold?
They already have the Vlads on the Lycan. Maybe even he gets a Ghost Scepter. I think everybody in this game
just mass Ghost Scepters all around.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, the Ghost can't hit you from DP.
What about him? Oh, he's actually going to go for Misery with a Sunstrike. They should have enough extra damage to be able to kill him. Now the question is, can Mind Control actually get out? He doesn't have a TP, so that seems unlikely. Eternal Envy gobbles him up.
Yeah, there's no boar there either to slow him down. And he is going to lose all of his mana, but Liquid, they're making their way up. But Tamaman's even popped the ultimate, but with the ward down, this is going to be incredibly hard for them. They even commit the Ghost.
Yeah, he uses that Exorcism before Liquid actually get there for the fight. And so it's a quick disengage by the boys in blue.
Is Roshan going to be up in time?
No.
If Crow recognizes, because like he could tell his team, we can go for the Roshan if they want.
The tier 1 towers definitely forfeit here.
Yeah. Puppy has to tell his team, back up. It's okay that we committed the ghost. Reset the fight, and make sure nothing bad comes out of it. You just have to get out of there as a team if you're Secret.
The gem, actually, I'm not sure if we mentioned that one, but Misery had a gem. And that was stolen away in the previous fight. So Kuro's walking around with that one now.
Liquid immediately smoke up. They know with the ghost down, this is going to be one of their better opportunities to engage. Secret. The Octarine core is on the Death Prophet, so it's going to be back up in 45
and they
seconds.
Actually kill Weehaw here. Puppy, he's coming in from the right-hand side. He goes in to find them some time, but it isn't enough to kill Weehaw. The Winter Surge comes in big on the Fada. It's Fada control like that. He falls up here. Make sure there's no false promise here, but Fada, he's actually getting away from this a little bit. Misery stops him. No, the tornado. He buys him more time. Fada gets away, and Matama Man turns against the tunnel. He's surrounded by an army of Necronomicons. A long-range snowball. Kuro wants some more. He says, come here, Puppy, but he can't quite stop him fully. The Ice Shards doesn't block him out, but Team Liquid win a fight right outside Secret's base, which is the opportune time for them to push down to tier 3 and see if they can force a buyback.
Afada, are you kidding me?
Unbelievable.
I cannot believe that he walks away from that with no HP left over, invokes the tornado, even throws down the ice wall behind him, continues to throw down spells for his team while backpedaling. That was exactly what they needed. Secret, they were able to get it out of their mid laner, but this time Liquid Vada's the bait, and they're going to take down the mid tower.
Oh, Mazamba Man. Forced to pop the ultimate. The Finger of Death isn't quite up yet for Pile-Eye Dive. They don't have any quick heals. They're really showcasing the strength of this Veil of Discord on Puppy, but they're going to continue to try and force it here.
Yeah, Matama Man doesn't want to hard commit for this. He doesn't have the BKB available.
Oh, Pine, he's not going to be running into that Sunstrike.
He's just going to back out and
good
two supports hold.
Yeah, that was such a good read by Secret, managing to hold against that push with only 2 supports and not forced into a buyback on the Ursa. And they actually can go for Roshan now.
Yeah, Roshan number 3 is up. The Aegis and the Cheese are available. And Secret might actually have the advantage here just because Matama Man has to go heal and Liquid have to reset, but Mind Control up at top. He wants to pick off Misery again. Secret though, they're gathered up. They know about this.
Yeah, they've got the ward set up. That should be clear now to Liquid. Secrets? Is there any items coming in for them soon that can change the game? It doesn't look like it.
I think they don't really need items. They just needed their spells up.
I was just wondering if there was anything that they would stall for before they go for Roshan, but they've only got at most 2k on Eternal Envy.
Yeah.
So I think it really is. I think you're right. They should try and force this.
With the Exorcism up, I think he would be fine, but Liquid, they are going to be hard-pressed to defend this one.
As Vada throws out the Tornado, EMP scouting this out. Eternal Envy doesn't lose any of his mana. And he's actually going to commit the Exorcism. Mind Control is pushing out the top lane at the same time, though. Misery has to be careful with this defense. He's going to be jumped off by the Primal Roar. There is no Sunstrike this time around. Meanwhile, back inside the pit, they have picked up the Aegis. Mind Control unable to finish off Misery, but starts threatening those racks, forcing mass TPs, which allows Liquid then to strike. They've actually controlled up Eternal Envy with a beautiful set of Ice Shards. They're going to purge him and just kite him around again. This could be, once again, Eternal Envy in too deep with his Aegis and dies twice in a row.
Yeah, Puppy's stuck on top of this cliff right now. There's nobody that can really help him.
No opportunity for Eternal Envy to be able to jump back with a Blink Dagger. They're going to throw out all their disciples. They've got the disarm. They take him out. Secret. That was beautifully set up by Team Liquid. They knew it's okay if they take Roshan if we could just force Mind Control to get TPs back at that top lane.
Yeah, big pickup for them is Mind Control. Playing the map control game is Secret. They might just lose this first set of range racks right now as Liquid. They want to force out the buyback from the Ursa, but they have to be careful not to hard commit, as there is the Vacuum Winter's Curse combo available still.
Vada, he's got the BKB, so he's going to be on the front lines here. Pops it now as he push back Weehan, lays down the ice wall, making sure there is no immediate jump from Secret. Eternal Envy running into that one, cost them their initiation.
Yeah. The buyback was used. They still lost the key racks here, the melee one. The top one was pressured out as well. Team Secret no longer have an Aegis to fall back on. What happened to the cheese? Did we just have to pop it early in the pit?
Yeah.
I'd imagine so. That's a pretty big loss for them too.
We're talking about Vada throwing out spells left and right with that axe. Well, Octarine Core is coming in soon for him. He's already shown this sort of rapid-fire spell casting. It's been ultra successful in some of these team fights, and it's about to get worse for Team Secret.
Yeah, Secret right now, they really need their Exorcism to be used at the perfect time. In the first 2 fights, they fought around it so well, which is what it was able to kind of break the tides. But the last 2 Exorcisms...
Oh, that could be a game-winning rune. Eternal Envy spots a double damage. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any disable by himself, but he's just gonna go for the tier 1 tower. Yeah. He knows he can backdoor it.
They still have really strong cores on Secret. Like, Secret don't have to really panic. They just can't afford to waste the ghost again.
Mind control. Oh, does he actually see him? He runs into him now. Pi actually throws out the Hex with a TP out. Nice play. As that leaves no time for the Primal Roar to come back.
Yeah, they don't have the Invoker for the Tornado either, as he was still in base.
Because of Glyph, they can get the deny at this top tier 1 tower that Eternal Envy tried to backdoor. But it looks like a quick smoke and a rapid rotation up to that top lane, as they want to try and punish whoever's there, which is going to be Mind Control's Beastmaster for the deny.
Yeah, Mind Control immediately going to back himself away, as Eternal Envy just jumps in, takes down the tower.
Is that worth the smoke, though?
I don't think so. I think they were hoping to get
Whoa, Buta travel in. Got it, puts in on the hop. Tornado thrown out. Immediately, Winter's Curse is laid out as Puppy. That was just a reactive play, as he knew that there was, or at least he thought there was going to be some big reaction from Liquid.
Secret, they can't, again, they couldn't afford to waste this Exorcism. With it down, Liquid are just going to play around this area, wait for it, and then immediately go for the fight again.
Very nice play by Fada that spooked Secret like that.
Yeah, Secret have to just immediately get out. They know that they're in no condition to fight offensively, especially with the Winter's Curse expended. And Liquid are going to go for a smoke of their own. They want to get aggressive here with both the big cooldown spells down.
Secret up to the high ground, manning the parapets of defense.
This is going to mean minimum range racks for them.
Yeah. With the Necronomicons, the Boars, the Wolves, they're chipping away at mid and top every single time they go for a siege.
And there it goes, almost immediately. Eternal Envy is
now to jump in, actually managed to lock down Puppy, but the turnaround from Pylon down, the line came for his head. Puppy, the Sunstrike is not going to land due to a Force Staff. They managed to get the back in as well. Liquid, are they in too deep on this one? Eternal Envy pops the Agonist in range, and he's actually taking up so much of this damage successfully. Oh, the Ice Shard man eventually runs down. They are able to get him. The Ice Shard's blocking in Eternal Envy. Puppy, he's still floating around with this beast. They might be able to just finish up this fight with a big win over Secret as Weehaw trapped in once again for the Ice Shard. Ice Wall combination as they lock in Weehaw into a tomb of ice. Liquid win the fight and take a second lane of Brax.
They already commit the buyback from the Death Prophet, but they don't have the one-on-the-one that matters.
This team right to the face from Puppy. The Tornado, Snowball, he's trying to draw attention. But is there actually going to be an appropriate response? Puppy's almost getting Puppy into misery. He has to pop the Ghost Step to be able to save himself from the Cold Snap. As Weehaw's going to be slowed down here by the Purifying Flame. Once again, locked in by the Ice Shards. He's going to be able to have the Exorcism though. Liquid have forced that one. They just need to try and escape the minimal losses. Looks like they're going to give up on Jarek. As they pop out that False Promise, still going with the third, is controlling up on top of man. They need to be able to blow him up. Vacuum brings him back in, but that max movement speed is too much for them to handle. They can't catch up. And Secret do not get what they needed out of that fight. They forced the Exorcism, but all they got out of it was Jerix's Oracle.
Yeah, luckily for them, because of the tier 2 tower existing at bottom, Liquid couldn't push their advantage into the Mega Creeps. And with the Ursa coming back up soon, Secret, they've got to do something to get aggressive on the map. Weehaw's almost got the BKB, which is going to help his survivability further. But Secret just continue to lose fight after fight. 12k net worth lead built up by Team Liquid. XP finally going in their favor.
The Shiva's about to be here for Misery. It looks like he is actually going to commit and not have buyback. But I think that's fine, right? Darkseer is a full commitment hero with Vacuum and Wall of Replica. A buyback may not actually be effective anyway. Plus the Shivas against all these wolves and various minions of Team Liquid.
Yeah, in the situation that you're in, I think if you're Team Secret, you just say buy everything. It doesn't matter. If our Ursa doesn't have buyback, it won't matter if you have it.
Oh, mind control. He's supposed to travel onto the Hawk. They have the Ice Shards blocking him in. The Sunstrike does land, and Kuro has to wait on this Ghost Scepter. Now they actually have the Cold Embrace as well. Good turnaround here from Team Secret that might just get the free kick off on Kuro. Kuro can't afford to lose this gem. They're actually going to be able to back him, brought it back in. There goes the False Promise. Kuro turns around, goes for the disable, but Tumbaman's here in force, popping that ultimate as well as the BKB, but he's dodging this fight, not actually attracting himself to any one person. But there's so many Necronomicons, he pops the enrage and fight. He wants to be able to kill the melee net ones that are dishing out so much damage, and he is successful, will be able to survive. As Liquid thought they had their initiation with the Invis rune, scouting everything out. They need to get this gem, what the hell?
Yeah, Pylai died. Took a lot longer than they thought he would.
That was his quick Ghost Scepter. That really helped them out there, preventing Walrus Punch from Tusk.
They need to keep this bottom tier 2 tower alive at all costs. Secret, they've done it before. Against Liquid too. They don't have the same set of heroes. The Ursa not being as useful as the Slark.
The gem's gonna be pinged down now, and Secret will be able to claim it.
Yeah, Eternal Envy. Walking around the Roche pit, they have one shot at this to really come back into this game, and it's gonna be centered around this Aegis and cheese.
Let's see whether or not we're gonna have an early Roche or a late Roche. Feels like Team Secret really need an early Roshan.
They have to deal with pushing out the mega creeps or super creeps at top and mid. So they don't have a lot of time for this. The good news for them though is as long as that tier 2 tower stands at bottom, strategically they're always going to be okay. As long as they don't get mega creeps. Like their team is not well equipped to deal with mega creeps. They don't have an Alk or something that can clear quickly. Ursa does not deal with them very fast either because he has no clearing abilities. Secret, they just continue to bide their time. They've got pretty much everything that they need item-wise. Not going to get a lot bigger than this. Eternal Envy can pick up one more item, but the rest of them have...
Both teams have pretty good vision around the pit. Unfortunately, Kuro's counter ward is not going to be enough for him to actually get that out towards the bottom half of the river. You can see how much Team Secret are prioritizing having vision over this fight. Vada throws out the Tornado EMP. EMP will not land.
They're just trying to make sure that the Ursa's mana's low. Even with the Enrage up, he relies on the Overpower to be able to initiate.
Yeah, this is something that you and I have talked about time and time again, where the carry Ursa is very mana dependent and usually requires some mana boots from the supports on his team, but obviously that can't really outdo all the mana burn coming out from double melee Necronomicons.
Yeah, in most games, by the way, for viewers watching, you won't commit this hard to the tier 2. Usually it's just like, okay, if you're only down one set of racks, you'll let it go and then you'll try to take the high ground fight.
Right.
But Secret just can't afford it.
Yeah, they can't afford to lose the tier 2 as that would open up the bottom lane of racks. That was a BKB pop by Tumbaman. The Sunstrike's not gonna land. Puppy actually expertly dodges it. And Liquid, are they really still gonna go for this one? They blew their load. I'm not sure if they can actually stick around and fight. Vada has been controlled up. Highlight die. Managed to snag Kuro. But they managed to get the false promise out though. And Kuro will be able to TP back home until Dual Scepter stops him. And that it will be the sacrificial lamb, it looks like, for Liquid, as they unsuccessfully tried to force that fight. They are pushing out the top lane though. Quick thinking here from Vada, as he knows he doesn't want to give the opening for Secret to be able to take Roshan with a numbers advantage. So instead, they're going to try to They get mind control and he's down for 90 seconds. Team Secret, they should be able to hold while still getting this Roshan.
If he was able to get the roar off, that should have been a puppy kill. And Highlight Die might not have been able to hold this by himself, but instead, they get a free mind control and the Aegis and cheese.
Cheese was eaten by Eternal Envy this time around as he picks up the Aegis immediately. Weeha just didn't have the space for anything.
Yeah, they probably just didn't want to risk it being denied by Wolves.
Yeah.
So both supports had to commit to that top. No sentries around that area for them. Still, Secret are holding and they're looking okay. Things are, their base is in shambles, but they're all right.
Most certainly is, and they have yet to claim a single tier 2. So once they do win a fight and have the opportunity to push down mid, they still have some big towers to get through first before they can actually go high ground.
Yeah, that's a thing that's so scary about Team Secret, is that they work so well as a unit in the late game that even with the double racks advantage, Liquid are playing this really carefully. They don't want to give up anything for the next fight.
Puppy successfully guiding his team so far in this late game. But Liquid are going to play a bit more of a backseat, it seems. They don't want to go into an Aegis. They almost have an Abyssal Blade on Tumbaman as well. but he obviously needs a lot more gold. He wants to be able to get that plus. Oh, they actually scattered out Highlight Guy. Tornado, cold snap will actually be there to be able to stall him up. Stop that TP out, and a free kill for Liquid.
Yeah, they're gathered around this bottom lane. Secret really don't want to fight without their Lion. Highlight Eye has been so useful for them throughout this entire tournament on this Lion. And it's
whoa, quick blink away just in time by Mind Control. Ahead of that Shiva's guard.
Everybody's got Ghost Scepters on Secret.
The old off-map ward being laid down by Team Secret to scout out the Hawk and any sort of rotations by Beastmaster with the Boots of Travel.
Yeah, that is 4 Ghost Scepters pushers on Team Secret, by the way. So kiting is really in their favor. He's going to deny this bottom kitchen tower. And it looks like Envy in the Roach Pit, but he's just going to blink back.
Not really going to do this one. Jesus, Puppy has so much gold.
Yeah. This is actually a really big game for Liquid to win. After what happened in that Eternal Envy Rapier Slark game, with how far ahead they were with double racks,
right?
I think mentally this would just break you. At that point, I think Liquid are going to say, what do you have to do to beat Team Secret? Double racks does not seem to faze them.
Both teams playing the farming game. That Aegis will be expiring in a couple minutes for Eternal Envy. Will Secret ever have a better opportunity than this to be the ones going on the offensive?
No, I think you want to fight with the Aegis, for sure. They've seen how much Eternal Envy gets kited around. They desperately need to fight around it, but they're still doing okay when it comes to the network. Like 20k I think is kind of undoable, but 8,000 is not that bad.
Yeah, especially considering these super creeps were picked up rather early, and that does limit your network. It's pretty impressive how Secret have managed to hold.
It's because they keep clearing out their jungle.
Do you think that's something the Liquid should be doing better, is controlling the dire side jungle?
The problem is they have to decide.
Yeah.
Do you farm in your own jungle, or do you make that move? And Eternal Envy, because of this Aegis, has been farming everywhere.
Bada's a little skittish to go uphill, but he shouldn't be, as he has a clear opening to be able to catch someone here. The Tornado is just barely going to quit Misery, but we do have the TP in from Eternal Envy. Secret may be able to fight this one.
He's isolated out pretty far, though. They might be able to catch somebody out of this.
Bada knows he's too separated. Meanwhile, the Oracle silenced up, and the Ghost Scepter is going to phase 2. He managed to get the disarm up on Eternal Envy. Pops the False Promise. Meanwhile, the right-hand side, Highlight Dive instantly gets taken out. The Witcher's Curse controls the Wolf, but that Wolf dies immediately. And Matumba Man, the rest of the team, they're just going straight for the bottom lane. Oh my god, they want to be able to go straight for the Mega Creep. The Secret's outside the base. They get the Primal Roar. They can get weak. They take the Stroke Shot. Oh my god. 5 seconds for the Dragon. They managed to get the Tornado on the Misery. Mega Creep is up. Secret have to win this fight now. Here and now in order to beat back Liquid and go for a defense of their own. But it's not going to be the case. But Matumba Man, he just doesn't care. He pops the BKB, goes straight for the throne with Necronomicon. There it is. GG is the game. The series, rather, evens up 1-1. Liquid say not today as they even up the series 1-1. They desperately needed this game to at least show that they could beat Secret. In the previous series, they had all the advantages in the world, and they still weren't even able to take a game against Secret. Great performance by them as they, I wouldn't want to even say cruise, they really had a battle for that one. Absolutely. Both teams just seem to be ramping up as we finally hit our full swing in the grand finals. So our series is tied up 1-1. We go now to the desk for all of our analysts to talk about this game.